Oh my. All right, welcome back to the show. It's Mortal Kenny alongside the Bailey Bulldog Brother review team. This is Dogs and Pinball episode for sure. And also, I don't want to forget, also part of the crew, Dolly Porton. She's here. We're very excited. We're going to be reviewing one of the crown jewels of my collection at the moment. And this is it right here. This is unbelievable. We're going to get into this. So the genesis of this basically came out of the fact that, look, I'm a huge pinball fan. Bailey knows that. If you've watched this channel, you know I've actually reviewed this stunning piece of work, the Attack from Mars arcade one-up pinball machine. And yeah, and as great as this thing is, I've had this thing now for 2 years, and it's basically just a nightlight. It's here. You know, we put it on, we look at it, it looks fun, but it's just doesn't have the fun factor to it. You know, it's got 10 games, and that gets old very quickly. So I wanted something where I could play virtually every pinball game that has been out. Virtual pinball. That's what this thing is actually called. If you can see it here, the virtual pinball. And you know, people have come to me and be like, you know, why are you spending your money on these things? Why don't you just get a full-size pinball game? You've asked me that before. Don't say you haven't. And, you know, as cool as they are, it's a lot of work, and I just don't have the effort to put in that work. You know, I go to Pintastic every year, and, you know, I'm taking these guys there, I'm taking Bailey there, and we have a blast playing it, and I could definitely afford one of the machines if I really wanted one, but, you know, again, I think that would get boring, too, after a while. You know, how many times am I going to play Police Force, right? How many times am I going to play the Addams Family? But I'm getting sick of it. And that's what's going to happen. So I need something that just has a plethora of pinball games. Let's say I want to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. Maybe Atticus wants to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. And then Dolly wants to play Monopoly. And Bailey wants to play Guns N' Roses. And I want to play Jurassic Park. Well, we can do that right here with this machine, which makes it so awesome. The thing about it that is so crazy, because I've looked for things like this over the years and never found anything, but you're not going to find anything like this in the States. The most you're going to find is something like this, which has 10 games on it for roughly about $500. This thing, you can probably get it anywhere between, you know, 4 or 5. I've seen it as much as $750. But it's just got 10 games on it. I mean, that just is not that fun. And there's other ones too. Legacy Pinball Mini that has, I think, 50 games on it. Again, it's cool, but there's really nothing breathtaking on there. You might be able to play Bubble Bobble, and these guys, you know, will get tired of that in 2 seconds. So, and that goes for about, you know, $300, $400. Again, it's nice, but not good enough for me. I need something that just has it all. For me, it's all or nothing, and that's where this Pincab comes in. All right. So the question that you're probably asking yourself is, where did you get this thing from? Did Atticus get it for you? Bailey find the thing on the Facebook Marketplace? No, this came from, again, this would never in a million years be licensed in the United States. This came from a little place called Alibaba. And Dolly's like, Ali, what? What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, it's basically, you know, like Amazon in China. And I saw an advertisement for it, and yeah, I was a little suspicious about this because it's coming from China. It's not anything I can purchase in the United States. But I gotta say, the vendor who sold me this was very helpful. His name was Vincent, and I was, prior to buying this, I was messaging this guy all the time. Local time, you know, it might be like 6 o'clock at night. Local time for him might be like 3 a.m., but he was always getting back to me. And I basically saw this thing and asked him point blank, you know, well, it wasn't even this one. It was another one that I saw on his page, because he has a ton of virtual pinball machines on there. Ones that look like this to ones that look small, or tabletop version, like this one. So yeah, he had a video of one of his pinball machines, and I had asked him about it. He said it only had one table for free. You needed to get the other tables to buy from Zen Pinball. Now, I've gone that road before. I have so many of these virtual pinball machine games, rather, from Zen Pinball, Pinball X, you know, the Pinball Arcade, all of these. And they're fun, but again, they get boring, and they pulled a lot of them from the marketplace, and you don't really get the real pinball feel because you have to play it with a controller, which, is cool, but not as cool as something like this. See that he had some that it said they had Alien Pinball, Star Wars Pinball, and so on. And I asked him for a games list and just said, can I purchase a pinball machine that has all of those tables included? And he messaged me back with this one that said, this has about 1,109 tables. So I was like, okay, you sold me, all right? Now this cost me, this was $500, and to ship it, I did have a coupon. It was only like $30 or something like that, but I think to really get this thing shipped without the coupon, because it was my first time ordering from Alibaba, so they hooked me up. But if I wanted something else now, the shipping would probably be over $100. And with these tariffs, who knows what this thing is gonna cost now, right? So anyway, this was a steal for all the games that you get in it. Now, as you can see, when the thing came in, it didn't look like this. But someone like me, I know nothing about building anything. My father came over and helped me assemble all these cabinets that you see here. But this one I actually did on my own. Could you believe that? Chatty was like, unbelievable. He was there, he witnessed it. I'm telling the truth, right? That's right. Bailey, if I'm telling the truth, chew a Benny bone like your life depended on it. All right, there you go. So as you can see, yep, I ain't lying. All right, Dolly? All right, we'll play the Black Rose in a minute. But yeah, so I purchased this, and all it was this here, and you had to screw on the back glass piece, and that was really easy. It just came with these screws, as you can see here. If you can see them, there's two there, and there are two also on this side, and that was it. Basically, you plugged in. You did have to hook up the head to the base. There was like an HDMI cord or something that you just kind of plugged in, and you screw everything back in, press play, and there you go. It was that simple. I know, right, bud? This thing is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Right, chat? Oh yeah. I mean, the great thing is dogs love it too. Especially, well, wait, after the video, we'll play a little more after the video, okay? You gotta hold on. They love that game, Bad Cats, for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, we're gonna play in a minit, okay? Just chill. Give me a second. We're gonna finish the review. That's how it works, Bailey, all right? And then we'll get down, okay? I know you want to play Elvis, but you want to try to get your high score. We'll play, I promise you, we will play Waterworld. Just give me a minute, okay? All right, so this right here, once you plug everything in, you just hit this power switch right here to turn it on. Very simple, right? And that's one thing. Sometimes, these things can be a little complicated. That is simplistic. Now, if you notice over here, you'll see that there is a freaking computer in this thing. So I actually have hooked up my mouse, and the other thing I hook up frequently is my external hard drive and my keyboard, because sometimes I'll have to rename tables, and you use the hard drive to put tables on, but we'll talk about that at a later date. But yeah, once this thing loads up, you can see it right here, the computer interface, and there you go. So the cool thing that this has on it is, in addition to pinball games, it actually has freaking arcade games on there as well, like Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat is on there, Ninja Turtles, that's on there, Double Dragon, Pac-Man. It's unbelievable. Look at Chatty. He's like, can we just get to the playing? We're gonna in a second. He actually, you believe it or not, this dog actually likes to play Frogger, which is unbelievable, So it has all those arcade games on it. I know, we're gonna play in a second. All right, look at Dolly. Why can't you be more like Dolly, waiting patiently to play? She's just chilling. She's like, you know what? I know I'm gonna be able to play her favorite pinball game, roller games, right after this. We're gonna wait until we get the review done. So on this right here is, first off, Future Pinball. And this thing gets loud also, I should mention that. There is a volume button right here that you can turn up. Right there, we love the music, we just get right down into it. We're gonna lower it just a little bit, it gets loud. You can see it right there, yep. So yeah, it has the Future Pinball. which I believe Future Pinball has about, it'll actually show you when you get 793 tables on that one. So Future Pinball is really cool. We're gonna do a video. We don't have time right now to do everything, but we're gonna do another video where we review each component. We'll review the arcade games. We will review the Future Pinball games. As Pinball FX3 is on there, just like this, for the Xbox. So all of the Pinball FX3 games are on there. Even the ones I really don't like playing, like Star Wars and the Marvel games, which I can't stand, but if you like them, they are there. And for Pinball FX, there is 100 games on there. So not all of them are on there, like the ones that they pulled from the on the website before with the licensing problem that they had. Those are not on there for some reason, but all the other ones are. And it also has this here, which I love. This is my favorite one to play, Visual Pinball X. Oh yeah, let's listen to it for a minute. Oh yeah, we're loving that, aren't we, Bailey? Oh yeah, big Addams Family pinball fans here. I mean, come on, if you like pinball and you don't like the Addams Family, you're like, what are you even doing with this hobby? So for Virtual Pinball X, there is 440 games. So yeah, roughly about 1,109 or whatever he said is on there, give or take. Now, the other really cool thing, the best part about it is highly customizable. And you can just add pinball games as you please. I've added a ton since I've got this, because when I did get it, I did notice that there were several on here that didn't work, and there were some of them that were missing. And that wasn't cool with me. So I messaged Vincent immediately and asked him, what's going on here? How can I rectify this? And he really, tried to help me out, but basically the biggest way that you can get help for Visual Pinball X and Future Pinball and how to set this up is none other than the website where you are watching this video currently right now, YouTube. And you can find out all your information on how to set this up, add tables, delete tables, improve your tables with that. And that's what I did. And now I am a Visual Pinball X Pro, believe it or not. And I know nothing about anything that has to do with this stuff. I like to play just like you guys do. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And even Dolly, she's added tables herself, right, Dolly? I mean, yeah, the other day I couldn't believe it. I got up, I wanted to play some pinball, and I noticed she was adding a table. I couldn't believe it. She added what was it? No Fair Pinball. That was unbelievable, right? Bailey, he likes to play. He's added a table here and there. Yeah, I remember you added with his rough nature, he added gladiators. That was unbelievable. And Chatty Boy here, he's more into some of the newer tables. He actually added Wheel of Fortune, believe it or not, that from Stern, which I think was like 2002. So that was pretty cool. So the last thing I'll say before we show off some of the tables is how incredible this thing is, that it basically has every pinball game on here up to 2013. I would say the Metallica game is the most recent, or from 2013, that's the most, the newest one that is on there. Everything else after that basically is not on here. There are some that they did have some recreations of, such as like Deadpool, that's on there, but it's not the table that you see when you go to Pintastic or go to play it in the wild. It is missing a lot of the features. But yeah, everything else is on there. There's the Ninja Turtles. I do love the interface. It does just randomly pull tables up, which is really cool. So just like how I use this is, I just like to sit and look at it. I'll do that with this as well, just to check out some of the really cool tables that are on there. And you can see this is the Ninja Turtle table from the 90s. The new Ninja Turtle table, again, is not on there. So if you are someone who likes the brand new pinball games like Deadpool, Ninja Turtles, Rush, this may not be for you, because those are not on here, or if they are, I haven't figured those up yet. I've gotten everything up to 2013 Metallica, and the only two tables that I couldn't get on here are Granny and the Gators, which we are really disappointed about that. We love that game. And a Baby Pac-Man. I can't figure out how to play those just yet, because it's those are kind of like pinball hybrids where part of it is pinball and part of it is gameplay. So I haven't figured that out yet, but I am in the process of doing it. I know you can play it, but I haven't got around to it yet. Here's Tomb Raider right here. It's pretty cool. And yeah, another one. There's so many things I can say about this, but another one is you are also able to play games that people have created on their own, such as Tomb Raider. There's also so many other ones on here. So I'm a huge heavy metal fan. Chatty loves heavy metal. You know, there's a Motorhead table. There's other Iron Maiden tables, not counting the brand new one that's out there. There was an Accept table, Judas Priest, Duran Duran. The list goes on. There's also a ton of movie tables as well. There's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, Christmas Pinball. This is just creations that people have put on there that you had no idea that it even exists. Five Nights at Freddy's comes to mind. Pokemon, Mortal Kombat. I mean, come on, there's a couple Mortal Kombat tables on here. It's unbelievable. There's other Street Fighter ones. It's crazy. There's an Attack from Mars and Revenge from Mars hybrid table. It's nuts. So many Star Wars. It's out of control. So this thing, yeah, it is totally unbelievable. It's totally awesome. Totally worth the money. And he did message me to make sure that this was going to be for home use, because I think they are reluctant to sell it to you if you are someone who is trying to make money on this. And yeah, and the last thing I'll say is even that it did come from China, I was concerned that it wouldn't have a United States plug. It did have one, so you do have to have this thing plugged in at all times. It doesn't hold a charge. Everything is labeled, so this is where the coin button, when you have to insert the coin. There's launch the ball, start, exit, and of course the extra ball. So everything is set up easy for you to understand how to use it. If you order this thing and get it, you will be playing within minutes. And yeah, it's just so cool. All right, we've had enough. They've had enough. Let's get into the tables. Again, unfortunately, you'll never find this thing licensed in the United States. The closest thing I saw was a Gottlieb table. It was tabletop that I think went for about $300. It had 12 games in it, all from Gottlieb, like Lights, Camera, Action, Bone Busters, Class of 1812, all things that you can find on here plus more. You'll never find this license in the United States because it has tables on here such as Jurassic Park, Metallica, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Guns N' Roses, Lord of the Rings, South Park, you name it. They would never be able to get Indiana Jones. You'd never be able to get this together and have it sold. James Bond, right? It goes on and on. It would cost way too much money for them to do that, but here it is, nevertheless. So let's show you something against Chatty. It's like, will you just shut the F up and get to the awesomeness? All right, so when you want to play a game, you just hit start.
Wait, I am now loading up the game.
And there's Battletoads. Well, we're not going to play that. We're going to exit. You want to exit there. When you want to, if you hit the wrong game by accident, Chatty, sometimes he'll just press his nose and Tetris will come up and he's like, I don't want to play this. Like, yeah. I'm gonna go back to the main thing here. So here's Future Pinball, and you just hit start, and then yeah, you just cycle through all the tables. Casino Royale, there's so many. And if you just hold this button down, it'll fly through them. Everything's in alphabetical order. So we'll go through, and let's just find one that we really like. Let's keep going. There's so much Die Hard is on there, like whoever played that, Flash Gordon, so many great ones. Genie, Halloween. I mean, there's Home Alone 2. There's Pin Events. Sonic the Hedgehog's on there. Jaws, and that's not like the new Jaws table as well. Jumanji. Just a lot of Star Trek, Star Wars, just Legend of Zelda. Anything you can think of, it's on there. It's really unbelievable. I mean, I haven't even scratched. I've had this thing since Christmas. This is now April. We haven't even scratched the surface on this yet. There's recreations of tables. There's different takes on tables, like that Maverick table, which is not like the original table. But even though they do have the original table, it's like a hybrid of the original table. So it's like you're playing it for the first time all over again. So much great stuff. Pink Floyd, The Wall, Pinky and the Brain, Predator, Kubrick's Quest. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's so much content in here. They've really gone to town. I mean, I just really wish I discovered this sooner and not waited so long. Well, let's look at The Simpsons. And when you want to start, you'll just hit that there, and then it'll load it up. Relatively short wait time. And then you see it, Simpsons Data East. And it'll even tell you here how to download it and everything, which is another reason why I was able to discover it. Yeah. Alright, we're going to load it up. Okay, insert your coin. Hit start. And now it's that quickly. Now we were playing pinball.
Now, it's Princess Cashmere.
Now this one is fun,
Clear power value.
but the Simpsons Pinball Party is a lot better. But yeah, even everything is pretty smooth. You know, the mechanic, like not a lot of lag time on many tables at all that I've discovered. No like bugs. It's not buggy. It's not. It's very. Just. You know. The movements are. Everything's all there. The movements are all there. The ball looks great. The flippers are right on par, right on cue with what it looks like. I mean, it's just so cool. And the best part about it is the back glass. All the back glasses are there. That was a problem I had with this Arcade 1-Up, is that even though I'm playing Red and Ted's Roadshow, I get the Attack from Mars back glass. You can't change that, right? This here, you get the back glass, which does add to it also, which makes it even that much better. So, very cool. So that's Future Pinball. Let's exit that, and then we go to Visual Pinball X. Start that up. Again, this has so many awesome tables on it as well, but also things that you wouldn't see in the wild, like Child's Play. You know, who knew that would be a pinball table. Ghostbusters Slimer Edition, also something that's brand new that we've never seen before. A lot of cool things on here. It's just it just doesn't get old, which is cool. Like the fun factor is there. You know, a lot of great stuff. A lot of great tables. There's the Mortal Kombat one that I was talking about. Look at that right there. That's a virtual pinball exclusive, believe it or not. And yeah, there's just so many great tables. And right after this, I will put on some of my my favorites. Well, let's look at this one, Roadrunner. They got even some older ones that I've never seen ever in the wild. Some of these tables, I've been to Pintastic almost every year. I've never seen this or played this, the Roadrunner pinball game. Chatty likes to pretend he's the Roadrunner, and Bailey's the Wile E. Coyote. Actually, I think that would be the other way around. So we're gonna start it. All the sounds are there. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I've never really been a fan of the really older tables or the really newer ones. You know, my favorite version of the pinball era is probably like 1989 to 1998, or like even I'd say even like 2002. Like maybe even up to Metallica. I'm into it. Once it gets overly complicated, it's just too much for me with all the visuals and all the shots and everything. Like I'm more simplistic in what I like to do. Wow, that was brutal. I really bombed out on that one. Let's start that again. Yeah, so this is just awesome though. If you're someone like me who's been looking for these tables for quite some time, this is the best thing you're gonna get. And again, if you're someone who doesn't want, if he thinks this is too small, you can get full size ones like that Attack from Mars. I should say, oh yeah, we're back, everybody. There they are. There's the crew. I should say we are going to show off our top 10 favorite pinball games on this machine. It changes. It's very random. It changes month to month, but these are my top 10 current, or our combined. Me, Dolly, and Bailey, we put our heads together and we said, this is our top 10 pinball games on this Visual Pinball X Future Pinball. You guys are distracting me. Visual Pinball X Future Pinball Pincab. All right, we're gonna show off our top 10. Bailey, you ready? You're gonna come down? All of us together, we came up with this on our own. There wasn't any, you know, we all came together. It was tough. You know, this took us hours, right? But we came up with our top 10. So without any further ado, here are our top 10 Visual Pinball X and Future Pinball tables on the Virtual Pinball Pincab. Okay, one more shot of it. Everybody can see that there. All right. Yep. Let's actually. Yeah, so again, we put our heads together. These are our top 10 favorite Visual and Future Pinball tables on the Pincab. All right, thanks for watching. Check them out. Oh, and I just can't stop. But one final thing is I also was able to, the artwork on the side is customizable, but the options he had several. I had to go with the Addams Family theme, and really happy that I did that because I just think this thing looks as awesome as it plays. Okay, here are the top 10 tables.
to the crypt.
everything's great. This thing really does roll. So yeah, I give this thing an A+, a 10 out of 10, a 100 out of 100, whatever the best we can get is. And Chatty did such a good job. I'm gonna give you a treat there. There you go. Dolly, Bailey, you want a treat? Thank you for helping me do this review. There you go. You ready? You guys ready for this one? She is great. Here we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, good girl. This Pincab, what it's actually called. I'll actually read you, for people who are interested in this and do want to get it, I will read you what the thing is actually called, or the name of it, if you do want to search it up. Because if you are a fan of virtual pinball, I highly suggest that you do that, because something like this, again, you cannot find it in the United States. You have to go to, unfortunately, Alibaba or something like that. I shouldn't really say. I mean, it's just it was a great product purchased by an awesome vendor. I would do this again in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even waste any time. So the actual name of it is a coin-operated mini pinball, virtual pinball tabletop machine. Basically what it's called, and it has a full-size KL25Z control board in it, whatever that means. So yeah, but on behalf of myself, Mortal Kenny, Atticus the Bulldog, also known as Chatty, also known as Araldus Chapman, also known as Chatty Boy, Dolly Porton, and Bailey, the star of the Bailey Bulldog Brothers review team, taking time out from chewing his Benny bone to say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video, smash the subscribe button like we're gonna smash this insert coin button, and leave us a comment. Let me know what you think of the system, or virtual pinball, or future pinball. And we'll be back with a lot more videos. We're going to show off our favorite future pinball tables. We're going to show off our favorite visual pinball X tables. We're going to show you how to add tables. We'll show you some of the arcade games. And yeah, we're going to be going to Pintastic in just a few weeks. And that's going to be so much cooler now. I'm going to be going there looking to see what games I can import on this system. But yeah, we'll get out of here and show you some of our favorite games. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back.